Society today is facing real challenges. We see wars on battlefields in neighboring countries, but we also see wars in our streets, in our schools, in homes. And we have no solutions of how to change that. Between 1972 and 1990, I was driving a cab in Stockholm and Göteborg to pay for my music studies. I saw the entire society from misery to royalty in my cab. 1975, I was attacked by a 19-year-old boy with a gun in his hand. I received a bullet in my arm. In court, he told us about how he had been out with friends drinking and talking about robbing a cab. He defined himself through violence. In 1990, I was introduced to a music program in the Ann Arbor public school system, a music program involving every single child in the entire system, learning to play instruments, learning to sing, and doing that throughout all their school years.
This was 1942. First thing I did was to go into all of the grade schools, and I started 100 string players.
I made a film documentary about this music program, interviewing children, parents, music teachers, regular classroom teachers, and school principals. What I heard and saw in Ann Arbor was a music program where every child learned to define themselves through music. I heard about how music trained abilities to listen, to concentrate, to work together, to communicate, how it created creative skills, how they learned self-respect, respect for others, and how they discovered that they could, through music, develop beyond their own expectations. With Norrköping Festival and Forum 21, Festival and Forum for the Arts of the 21st Century, taking place in the Norrköping Concert Hall, the great De Geer Hall. We want to paint a picture, to visualize how the world could look like in, let's say, 20 years from now, if all children conquered the keys to the worlds of music. It's a music festival with the aim to become a yearly international music festival, but it's also an important part, a key part of a scientific research project called From Bullet to Fiddle, where we want to find out what could happen to society if all children learned to play instruments, learned to sing, and were able to do that together as part of their daily school curriculum. We're happy to announce that Guidon Kremer, one of the foremost violinists of our time, together with his Kremerata Baltica, have accepted to be our artists in residence. They will be performing concerts in various formations. We have asked Mr. Kremer if he would possibly accept a few young students to be part of his Kremerata for those 10 days, to be able to get, how should I say, an insight into how music can be done when great masters are part of it. I met Guidon Kremer in 1997 ahead of a small chamber music festival outside of Stockholm that I was working with. And Mr. Kremer had accepted to be our principal artist.
When you are dealing with an instrument, you are not anymore alone. It's a dialogue. As much as you invest into an instrument, you get out of it.
I asked him if he would accept to make music together, to play together as a co-musician with young talents. Then he told me that he was right in the process of auditioning young, enthusiastic musicians from the Baltic countries to form a chamber orchestra, an orchestra that became the Kremerata Baltica. For 29 years now, He has brought his musicians to festivals around Europe, around the world, where they have been able to work together with great international artists and to develop their musical skills. We're also asking Mr. Kramer if he would accept to allow his musicians to divide into small chamber music formations, where we would bring in musicians, young musicians from music academies around Europe, to be part of a chamber music experience during our festival period. We're inviting 6 to 7 music classes from regular schools around Europe with music programs involving all children. We're asking them to demonstrate their musical work and to tell us about how music affects their school environment, their study results, study motivation, and the development of minds in their children. Professor Torres Teorel, former director of the Institute for Psychosocial Medicine at the Karolinska Institute, to be our scientific coordinator, inviting scientists from various disciplines from around the globe to lecture, to talk, and to discuss how music affects brains, but also study environments, how music can affect all of society. Sweden is having a general election on September 13, where we will elect politicians for our government and for our parliament. On the last day of the festival, Sunday, August 30th, we're inviting leading members of each political party to be part of a discussion with our scientists, with artists, with young people about how music, how the arts could and should be part of our educational system in our country. Festival of Forum 21 is also the platform for the scientific research project From Bullet to Fiddle. We'll be raising funds to support a few select pilot communities, making it possible for them to involve every single child in all their classrooms in a music education program where they will learn to play instruments, to sing, and to do that together in a variety of ensemble forms as part of their daily school curriculum. A team of scientists will follow, document, and report how this music education program can affect not only classrooms and school environments, but also the entire society outside of school walls. The last few minutes of this film will allow you to meet and to hear school teachers, music teachers, school principals, and children tell about what music means for the entire school experience.
For children, only the best is good enough.
The experience with the arts is fundamental to a child's development in learning.
To study music helps in every level. It helps in concentration, it helps memorizing things, it helps you work with groups, it helps you to listen others.
I found that those children are kind of more creative, more balanced, more calm, more reflective, and more critical as well.
And gives children the opportunity to find a part of themselves that it doesn't come out through other subjects.
They don't know too much about each other per se, but when they come together as a group in music and they hear each other and the sounds they make together, it unites them.
They unite and come together through the arts and through the arts experience.
There is some degree of that taking place in athletics, but that's with a bottom line of someone wins and someone loses, whereas in participation in music, everyone wins.
You have a connection with an instrument, you have a connection with your creative mind. Most of the time when students act out, in my opinion, or struggle with things in their daily lives, it's because they don't have an outlet for their emotions.
All children have the right to experience music firsthand.
I think the world would be a better place if, if this system would take every child.
Sometimes you get sad if it's a sad song, and sometimes you get happy sad, like singing is, you can sing your feelings.
I prefer to play with other people because you kind of feel a connection with them, and it's really fun. It's kind of like having a conversation.
You feel like one big family. There you are accepted for the way you sing and for the way you are.
Our orchestra and the band and choir, we are a family. We look after one another, we support each other, and I really believe in that. It's become like a second family to me. I've made friends that will probably be my friends for my life.